Hey everyone, how's it going? For today's video, I'm gonna take it way back and film a cold start and in-depth tour on my 1994 GMC Jimmy. And what better time to do it than with the first snowfall of the season? I want to first thank all of you who took the time to watch my recent update video and provide me with your honest feedback. This video is a direct resultant of that feedback and I really appreciate it. A lot of people have been missing my old style of videos, filming older vehicles, filming startups, less structured videos like the in-depth reviews are nowadays. So one thing I'm going to try to focus on in 2018 is filming more stuff like that and just having fun. It's YouTube. That's what it's all about. I bought this Jimmy. I actually updated or introduced it in that update video. My wife and I are going to be putting our house up for sale in springtime and begin the process of building a house a little bit further into the country. I wanted to buy this to have a vehicle that I can, get dirty, throw stuff in the back of, and not really worry about it. Ended up finding it locally for about $400. It's got almost 240,000 miles on it. And all things considered, this thing is pretty nice. I ended up stumbling upon a gem. So much so that I actually drive this more now than I do anything else. I love it. So instead of me rambling on any longer, let's go ahead and get this thing started up, get the snow melted off, and get that tour underway. All right, got the keys right here. So this is a Jimmy SLT. It was top of the line. It's actually a dark metallic green over a gray, which is kind of nice. Clear coat's not that great, but I'm sure when it was new, it was really nice looking. Inside, gray leather interior, or leather. It's pretty dirty. I haven't cleaned it a whole lot. Driver's seat is partially powered. Most of it works, except for that one. But the coolest thing about it really is the instrument cluster. I honestly didn't know beforehand, but you could have gotten digital instrument clusters in these, and it's so 1980s. How cool is that? So fuel, voltometer, temperature, oil pressure, tachometer down at the bottom. See, it runs great. It's actually kind of amazing. Got a trusty brake fluid from other projects, parts for the Biscayne. There's a little bit of everything in here. So while we're here, let's talk about this for a second. I really like the simplicity in this thing. They were never the nicest of vehicles. The build quality is pretty bad, to be honest. But these seats, as worn out as they are super comfortable. This seat, I'll show you when we get to the back seat, actually has a built-in lean to it. Someone must have really been cranked back for all these years, because when you're sitting straight, your back kind of wants to slide off to the right. It's kind of funny. But I have to lock and unlock everything from the passenger door because this one is broken. All of the windows do work. The back two, I think, are on their way out. They're very, very slow. This is broken. Let's see. The Sentinel dimmer doesn't work. But yeah, all the important things work. The engine, transmission, horn, it's all good. But it's pretty handy. There's door pockets. There's this giant under dash tray where you can store items. There's a lockable glove box for more items. And in the console, you have this, if I can, that doesn't work too well, but there's extra storage down there. There you go. And when it's cold, it starts making that weird rattling noise, but it goes away once it's warm. The air conditioning doesn't work, and the four-wheel drive system kind of works. I haven't put it to the real test because, to be honest, this thing needs some new tires, a little bit more aggressive tires, before I would even try to attempt to drive it in the snow. But it goes into four-wheel drive. I put it into 4-low. It went in there also, but it almost didn't want to come out. Something in the right side of the dash was clicking, so I'm assuming whatever module or whatever that goes between all the different modes is probably going bad. So probably am not going to use that right now until I can find some time to diagnose that. But look how easy everything is to use. You know, the radio's right there, obviously that's a aftermarket radio, but climate control's right here. The air conditioning doesn't work, unfortunately, but it's got good heat, and you know, all of your lighting controls are on the other side. Very simple. I like this steering wheel too. You know, it's basically GM parts bin, but it's nice and big, it's leather wrapped, it's comfortable. And before we head to the outside, there you go right there, 239,278 miles. Not bad at all. I guess let's go ahead and get under the hood while this thing is warming up. Got a bit of a snow drift on here. Let's see if we can just slide that bad boy right off. There you go. That'll make it a little bit easier. If it wants to open. All right, take two. So the Jimmy has locked me out. Thankfully I got a spare key. All right, so I'm kind of an idiot. I don't have a spare key for the Jimmy, so don't play around with the lock and unlock switch and shut the door without double checking first that you have a spare key or that the vehicle is locked. You guys get to see all of this raw. I would normally edit all this out. So, being that the back of the vehicle does not lock, even though it's supposed to, it doesn't, we're just gonna go through here. Oh lordy. Through here to unlock it. Let's see how this goes. Make this easier. It's a good opportunity to show the folding rear seat for extra practicality. Coming on through, and yes, success. Okay, take two this time. Open. Come on. All right, something tells me we're gonna have better luck this time, so there we go. A little heavy. Okay. So this is the 4.3 liter Vortec V6. There's actually two versions of this engine in '94. There was a throttle body injected version, and then this one. This is pretty cool. It says Vortec in orange on top. But it's quiet. It doesn't leak any oil. I just did a coolant flush and changed the air filter the other week. Probably gonna do an oil change soon. But it's smooth. I really don't know what the output is on this. If I had to guess, it's probably 180 horsepower or something like that. It's not a whole lot. I mean, it's good enough to get the job done. Yeah, not too bad. I'll have to take it for a quick drive later and show you guys what it's like on the road. And of course, we can't not see how she sounds. Get that heat off. I think it's funny how it actually reads the speed sometimes. All right, let's get this thing moved. I love a good old column shift. It's like a 3-speed manual on the column. You just hardly ever see them anymore, aside from like the GM trucks. It's a 4-speed automatic transmission, in case you were wondering. All right, let me give you guys the rest of the tour. We'll start off with the back. You already got kind of a glimpse. You know that the rear seat folds down. That's nice. It's got some padded material on the door here, which is nice and supple. We'll put this back up. See? Extra practical. It's very dirty. Apologies. I can't even talk today. It's absolutely disgusting, and this is the way that I got it. I did not create that mess. I did create this mess though. That's my bad. But yeah, I need to do a little once over in this. But This seat's in good shape, very comfortable, very dirty, but very comfortable. It's got a little armrest. I should do a video of installing glass packs or something silly like that. I honestly think that Vortec would sound really good with a nice exhaust. What do you guys think about that? Is that something that you want to see? I'm ready to have some fun, get creative. Let's see. Another quick pan shot of the dash. Very utilitarian, minimalistic. Passenger seat is super clean. Well, dirty, but clean of damage and stuff. But yeah, that's really about it. You know, some of the exterior things I like. I like these little fender flares. Gives it kind of a more aggressive look. 15-inch wheels. Just little black painted pockets. It's also pretty cool. It has 4x4 written on the side. Oh, also cool. Check out that gold trim. Some of it's flaking off, but it's still pretty cool. Coming around the front, you know, this thing's basically identical to a Blazer, which is basically identical to an Oldsmobile Bravada. Gotta love that old school badge engineering. I just think it looks cool. I love that boxy shape. You can see that gold trim coming around the rear bumper as well. Just a little bit of, probably the worst spot of rust is right here. I'm not really sure what's going on. It's actually cracked, so I wonder if that's had been bondoed or something at some point. But it's fine. It was cheap. What do you expect? As far as stopping equipment, we have disc brakes in front and drums in the rear. All right, I think it's about that time to take a quick drive through the neighborhood. Show you guys what it's like. Spoiler alert, it's exciting. So the seatbelt's interesting. Have to press the button to get that in. Otherwise, it's extremely difficult. That took forever to figure out. I'll just hold it since we're not going to be going that fast. Give you guys true POV angle. There's not really any snow left on the road, so I don't think we're going to get, hello, stuck with these not very good tires. And now that we're coming to a stop, I can show you guys these wicked cool turn signal indicators. Look at that. How cool is that? I swear, I love this thing. I know I'm gonna have to put tires on it soon, and I'm probably gonna have to change the shocks too, because the ride is a little too bouncy. It doesn't feel normal. I mean, it's fine. It's super comfortable. On the highway, it gets really, really floaty, and it doesn't feel very well controlled, so I think the shocks need to be replaced, which shouldn't be too hard. You know, something's really got to be said about the simplicity of vehicles like this. You know, I totally appreciate modern engineering and efficiency and all of that, which this is basically none of that. But everything is getting so complicated, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like driving older vehicles as much as I do. It's just so simple. Yeah, this is old. Yeah, a lot of it's falling apart. It's dirty, but it's still cool. And it doesn't cost a whole lot. It doesn't cost a whole lot to fix. And there's something that's got to be said about that too. You know, you can drive it and just kind of not worry about it. I mean, I still care about it. I'm still going to take the proper care and maintenance and treat it nice, because I want it to last me a long time. But you know, if somebody scrapes up against it at a parking lot or something, it's not quite as bad as it would be a $50,000 truck. Can we slide it? Yeah. Good old one-wheel peel. You know, as far as power, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not fast at all, but it's just pretty peppy. It's good enough. It handles the highway pretty good, and gets up to speed reasonably. Fuel economy is kind of meh. Takes regular fuel, so I mean it's not super expensive to fill up. The fuel gauge kind of works. I mentioned earlier about changing the fuel sending unit if I replace the tank. When this is full, it reads full, but it reads full for a long time until it gets about half tank or something. Then it starts to get accurate again, but I don't know. It may have 3/4 of a tank. It may not. I'll never know. The other really nice thing about this is the visibility. You know, there's no side curtain airbags or anything like that, so if you get hit in the side or roll over, it's probably a different story, but at least you can see out of it all right. We got ourselves a regular winter wonderland here. Actually snowed a whole lot more than they were initially predicting, which I'm not complaining. It's not super cold to make everything icy and dangerous, but just enough to get some good covering and make things pretty. I mean, look at that. That's nice. And I wish I could play the radio for you, but thanks YouTube for all that copyright. And we're going around, around. Turning circle's pretty tight on this. All right, so I guess that concludes the test drive. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. I can always make an in-depth tour video on the Chevelle or any of the other vehicles that I film in the future. Still want to do in-depth stuff because I really like it and I like how the videos turn out in the end, but definitely going to try to focus on doing more older vehicles as time goes on. As always, thanks so much for tuning in. Leave a like and subscribe today if you haven't already. There's always a lot more where that came from. Take care, everyone. Like I said, not all that fast, but gets the job done.